So I tried everything when it comes to daily habits. Waking up 5 a.m., doing meditation, affirmation, cutting carbohydrates, eating in the morning, fasting in the morning, training, afternoon training in the morning, first time. I literally did everything, all that stuff. And as a human performance coach, there are certain habits that I realized that really move the needle forward and other that are not that necessary. So I'm gonna rate today habits that have the highest ROI in your performance, your health, and your energy, and other habits that are not that necessary. Okay, here we go. We have different divisions here, and as I said, the main one is highest ROI or return on investment, and the last one is harmful. It's something that if you do it, it's gonna be bad for your productivity, health, and energy. So, first of all, the main thing that I want to say is that a habit, daily habit, understand the word. Habit is something that you do every day or almost every day. If not, that's not a habit, right? So the first one, we have leaving your phone in plane mode, right? When you first wake up. So this one, I would say, is probably one of the activities with highest ROI. And the reason why is because you not having distractions in the morning is one of the main, like in the morning is when your brain is more connected, have more energy, you think clearer, and it's the best moment in the day to basically do things cognitively talking, right? Because 1 hour in that moment of the day can significate 10 days or even 1 month of work of other people that work in other times in the day where it's more distracted. If you read one book, just one book, in 1 hour, you're gonna absorb so much more and also have more capacity than a person that just read 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the night. The second one is ice bath. So this one I would say is positive. Why I don't put this in strong with profitable results? Because as I said, it is something that you have to actually do daily. And if you do it daily, what's gonna happen is that it can increase your cortisol levels because you can get sick and that's not positive. So you want cold exposure, but you don't necessarily want ice bath every day, right? Because that's too extreme. That's the thing. And you actually, if you do it once a week, twice, 3 times a week, that's good. But if you do it every day, it's not that good. The third one is protein powder. So the thing with protein is that industrialized protein, like protein powder, if you have lactose intolerance, like I do, for example, when you eat some protein powder or drink some protein shake with protein powder and you feel inflamed or bloated, that's a signal that you may be lactose intolerant, right? So this really depends, and I really recommend isolated protein, right? That's the best one. But I'm gonna put it just in positive because when you eat this protein, it can save you when you don't have like time to cook or if you just drink the protein and the protein absorbs. But you don't want to rely on protein powder as a main source of protein by any means. Supplement with vitamin 3. So this is also positive. In this case, you can take protein D mainly if you are not taking sunlight every day. So when you take sunlight, the main thing that is produced in your body is vitamin D. So when you don't take, which vitamin D, by the way, has really strong impact in your testosterone production. So one of the main things that I recommend to my clients is that when they have low testosterone is taking sunlight because it directly impacts in your testosterone production, in your inner health, in your hormonal state. Testosterone helps you to build more muscle, to build more strength, and to also have more energy, right? So going to sleep with your phone, this is really harmful, right? One of the worst habits. The reason why is really simple, because in your rest you want to sleep, in your sleep you want to rest, you want to recover. So what you are doing when you are with your phone is that your stress levels, your cortisol levels still high, and what you want, and your melatonin is low, and what you want to sleep is the opposite. You want your cortisol levels low and you want your melatonin high. So if you are still watching the screen, the blue light and stimulation before sleep, when you try to sleep, your brain is still functioning, right? It's not recovering, it's still thinking, and your cortisol is still high. And when your cortisol is high before sleep, you're gonna have a bad sleep, bad recovery, you're gonna wake up tired. That's what most people in today's world do. And so that's why you need to leave your phone and go to sleep reading or doing something else. Here we have affirmations. So this thing I think is neutral in the sense of I've seen people doing it, I did it myself, and I didn't see like results. I didn't see it like in other people. Like people think that this is something like that really helped them. But it's something that in my opinion is neutral. It's not gonna be good. I mean, it can be even bad if you do it a lot. I know a lot of people who are all day doing affirmations, manifestation, but then they don't do the work. So what's the sense? Like if you do affirmations about I'm in shape, I have abs. It's like you're not gonna get in shape by doing just affirmations. So you actually need to put action. And what I like is to manifest the action, to go and do things. That's my way of affirmation, and I think that's the best path you can take. Creatine is one of the highest ROI supplements. Creatine is one of the most scientifically proved supplements to boost your muscle mass, but also to have better brain capacity, better cognitive function. So it's really recommended. I recommend every person in the world to take it, even more if you do strength training, because you're gonna develop more muscle. Eating pastries or sugary foods. So this is really harmful. It's a habit, and I tag as myself as a really addicted to sugar guy for a long time. It was one of the main vices of mine, one of the ones that I've been struggling the most to actually leave, and I didn't like see the how harmful it was until I just leave it. And then I started feeling like more stable during the day. So when I ate sugar like in the night and the night before or in the day, I had energy crashes. So when I ate sugar the day before, I used to wake up really with brain fog. And when I eat sugar during the day, I have a energy crash. And that's why when I left it, the glucose level in my bloodstream just still stable, and that's what you want for a stable energy. Because if you have a crash, then all that sugar is gonna be absorbed, and when that happens, your body still with no energy. So that's when the crash of energy comes. So you don't want to have peaks of sugar. Organization, planning, to-do list. So again, this is one of the best highest ROI that you can do. Actually, I have my notes here. I every day write 1 to 3 things that I have to do every day. That's like because it's so easy. You want to keep it easy. You don't want to do something that is really complicated for you. You cannot maintain. And every day I just write down, and even better if you can do it before going to sleep. Prepare the next day. Plan the next day. Write down 3 things. That thing is one of the things that actually made me to make the most progress, like literally ever. So you have to do it. so if you want to really achieve and really move forward. If you sit down and you don't know what to work on, it's like going to the gym without routine. You're not gonna progress the same that you do when you have a plan, how to get to the place you want to go. So cold shower. Cold shower, again, this is positive. It's easier than the ice bath because the ice bath is actually too extreme. But the cold shower, again, it's easier to do it every day. But at the same time, is if you start doing it every day, it can spike your cortisol. And I literally know so little people that do cold shower every day. When I say every day, I mean 365 days of the year. And even more if you live in a place where when winter comes, it's like really difficult and you can get sick so easily because you have your immune system. So doing it like once in a while is okay, it's positive, but doing it every day is not the best. So fasting for a long time. This is between neutral and harmful, but I'm gonna put it in harmful when you fast for too long. So fasting for 6 hours, 8 hours can be beneficial. But if you do fast 12 hours plus every day, it can be bad. It's bad for your energy in general. So if you let's say you stop eating 10 p.m. at the night and you start eating, the next meal that you have is next day 12 p.m. you are fasting 14 hours. And what happened in those 14 hours is that your body start entering in survival mode. And what's the main correlation to survival? Your stress levels, your cortisol. So your cortisol is gonna spike, your testosterone production is gonna be stopped. Why? Because remember that when your body produces cortisol, it stops producing testosterone, and also because your body is trying to survive because it ran out of food, it ran out of energy. So it has to be smarter and to save energy for later. And so your body start entering that survival mode that you do not want. So if you fast for 8 hours, even up to 10 hours, but no more than that every day, because what happens is that survival mode, and it's better to have more energy, to have better results in the gym and better health, unless you want to do a detox. I'm talking about here about daily habits. It's not good to fast 12 hours or more every day. Waking up without alarm. So this is probably is strong with profitable results. Is not the best highest ROI because sometimes you can you can wake up late in the day and maybe you are not that productive. But the ideal here is to have your circadian rhythm in place. So if you do have it, you're gonna wake up every day at the same time, even if it is 6 a.m. My advice for that is to at the time that you're going to sleep, do a pre-routine. So every time before going to sleep, put an alarm. So let's say you want to go to sleep 9:30, like for example I do, then for 8:30 you have to be eating or already ate. And so from there start your pre-sleep routine. So you start preparing for going to sleep. Tracking like biometrics. So this one I would say is positive. Tracking like your HRV, like your heart, your sleep, like or your metrics by Oura or any other technological device that you can use. It's good. The thing here is that you don't want to become this, in my opinion, over obsessed person that is more afraid of dying than actually living life. So to get the most out of life, remember that this is actually to optimize and to be more productive, to do more, to be healthiest, and to actually achieve better quality of life. So if you're gonna be all the time worried about, oh, I did this, I did that, I should not did this, or you are thinking about, oh, maybe I didn't sleep good. So I see a lot of people who read the watch and the watch says, okay, so you did not sleep good tonight, and they start panicking about, oh, so I don't have energy. It's more like a placebo effect. If you don't know about the placebo effect, do some research. It's like you think you have something and you actually have it, end up having it because you think about it, you think you have it. So it's good to measure it, but you don't want to become over obsessed about it. Just use it to measure the metrics and to improve, not to every day be worried about improving your metrics. Have a high protein breakfast. This is the highest ROI. Even more if you are in a fat loss process, because this is going to actually help you. And if you want to reset your metabolism, in the sense of, if you have fat loss, you probably want to cut the carbohydrates, because you have to actually reset your body to start using fats as the main source of energy and not carbohydrates. So this is, and it's really good for also your testosterone. Melatonin as a supplement is something that I recommend in people that have problems with going to sleep or some kind of conditions. Like, for example, if you have in your time zone or where you live, you have the sun goes late. So for example, if you want to wait to go to sleep 9:30 and the sun high time goes by 10:30 or 11, then in that case is recommended, but you want to prioritize your pre-sleep routine, and you're gonna be good, like no eating 1 hour before bed, going to sleep at the same time, and actually calming down. Don't be with your phone, don't be like stressed or doing things that keep you awake, like high intensity activities before sleep. So I'm gonna put it in positive, right? It can be positive, but it's like I prefer to keep it natural as you can. Getting morning sunlight, again, this is one of the highest ROI. I already explained it why. Running. So running, I think, is positive, but I prefer more walking. That actually is here, and this is probably one of the highest ROI. Walking, why is better? Because first of all, is studies shows that your longevity, you can be a much more healthy person and live so much longer if you walk 10k steps a day. When you run, in the other side, you produce more cortisol because it's a stressful activity for your body. So if you run every day, that's why I don't like marathons. So if you do marathons and these kind of activities, you can do it once in a while. I'm not saying it's bad, but as a daily training, you do not want to prioritize that if your goal is high performance, because you go through long periods of cortisol spikes that every day, that what happening, what your body produces is chronic stress. So you really face you have to face a recovery phase that can be bad for you. Training. So strength training already shown. I mean, I don't have to explain too much about it. But if you want to actually look good and you also want to have more testosterone, strength training and have more muscle mass, which is something that is not just about the look. You have 60% more chances to survive cancer if you have just an above average percentage of muscle mass. Meditation, I'm gonna put strong with profitable results. Journaling, I think, is positive. Again, it's one of those habits where actually I think it's more neutral, since again, it's like affirmations. People do it, people do not do it. I think it's more like having your mental health in place. For some people work, for some people like me, I don't like write. I like doing, like, and taking care of, or just thinking and going for a walk and think. I like more that than actually sit down and write, unless it's goals and all that stuff. Waking up at 6 a.m. So this is probably one of the most controversial habits ever. I'm gonna put this in neutral, because a lot of people that wake up at 5 a.m. end up having bad sleep. They end up at the middle of the day have a crash of energy, so they run out of energy. And also because it's something that maybe they, like, most of the time they do not maintain. So today I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning. And so at this time in the year where I live, the sun rises at 5 a.m. So by 5:30, I'm already woke up. But if it is winter, my rest is worse if I wake up at that time. That's first. And second, if I do not go to sleep 9:30 p.m., my recovery is not that good. And so if I go and train, then I do not recover. And instead of producing results, I'm going the other side. I'm not progressing. So recovery is the key. Remember, for all this, for training, for producing, for doing things, for working, if you do not recover, you're not gonna produce that good the next day. So it's key recovery. That's why it's neutral. It can work for some seasons of your life, but for a lot of, like, the best way that this habit works is if you have good rest. If you have good rest, you're gonna be fine. You can wake up 5 a.m. every day. It's gonna be good for you. But if you're not, then you have to start paying attention to that. Checking your phone first time in the morning is really harmful, because one of the highest ROI is not checking it. So checking it is really bad. Running. So I already put running, but this is like more long distances. And again, like, this is running long distances is something harmful if you run it every day, talking about a daily habit. So you do not want to run every day if you want good results, because also you're gonna have joint pain, like your body enters a stress zone that you don't want to be in. Listen to music is neutral. It can be good. I love music, by the way. But the thing is, the part of the brain that receive music is already overstimulated in today's world. So you don't want to put more stimulation. It's not needed. It's not gonna be positive. Even some days it can be harmful. But I'm gonna just leave it in neutral. But it's better if you, for example, when you are working, do not listen to music, and do not over listen music, I would say. So in the moment where the music doesn't excite you anymore, that's probably because you are overstimulated. That part of your brain is overstimulated. So when that happened to me, I just cue the music out. I go to train without music, no headphones. I work without music, and I do a reset. And coffee in the morning is strong with profitable results. You're gonna have more energy, and yeah, this is the whole list. So hope you like the video. If you really like this kind of content, subscribe so you see more in the future, and leave a comment or whatever. Share the channel, help me to grow this community of high performance people who actually want to achieve and be their best version. And there's a video in the description that shows the 7 steps to achieve high performance. In other words, to have high testosterone as a man. I explain everything in that video. You can go and check it out if you want, and see you in the next one.